Okay, let's do a bit of a rant between Kohler and Briggs Stratton engines. I have a Kohler Command 18 horsepower single cylinder engine in front of me. This is on a Craftsman LTX 1000. Just want to say, thumbs up to Kohler. You guys definitely did a good job on developing this particular style of engine. They are very easy to work on. Parts are a little bit on the expensive side, but the way it goes, these engines are very easy to work on. To get the carburetor off, quite literally 3 bolts. Your 2 that hold your intake on, or your air box, whatever you want to call it. Then you have a ground wire for your backfire prevention solenoid, and it's off. The coil, to get to the coil, you can remove this top shroud without removing the gas tank, without removing any other crap around the engine. You can get that off, lickety split, change that out. Briggs Stratton, on the other hand, you got 2 bolts hidden in the back, you got the 2 hidden in the front. Yes, Kohler uses a few more bolts to hold this on, but it's a much better design. Comparing these engines to a V-twin, Kohlers are even easier to work on as well, comparing to an Intech Briggs Stratton twin. And let's not even get into the Vanguards. The Intechs. To change out the carburetor, you got to pull the entire top off the engine, then you got to pull the intake manifold, and then you're finally to the carburetor to pull the carburetor off. At least a 20-minute job. On the Kohler twins, all you got to do is pull that air box off, and you're to the carburetor. The 2 bolts for the carburetor are right there. Thumbs up to Kohler. Again, I'm talking primarily about the older Kohler engines. I don't know about the absolute brand new modern Kohler engines, like the new Kohler Courages, I believe they are. I'm talking about the older Commands, and it would be the Kohler Magnums, the V-twin Magnums. I believe that's what they'd be. Again, thumbs up to Kohler. You guys definitely did a good job on designing these older style engines. I know there's issues with the newer engines, with bolts coming loose and coming up and hitting the flywheel and breaking the case. That was kind of a stupid design. I see why they did it that way, so you can basically rebuild the engine in the tractor, but that's kind of a stupid design, how the bolts are coming up and hitting the flywheel. They should have had either better Loctite or something else there, like a metal cover. Even a metal cover between the bolts and the flywheel probably would have protected the bolts and would have protected the flywheel and would have prevented engines from blowing apart. But on these engines here, the Kohler Commands, definitely a thumbs up. I just pulled off 2 Kohler Command carburetors in less than 5 minutes apiece. That's very good. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep it right neck like always, and push your comment.